All right, so welcome to this lesson on unloading and setting up for a portage. Of course, there's two of us in the canoe. So in front of me here is Joanne. Joanne says hi, and she's going to get out first. That's usually what happens when you get to a portage, is the bow person gets out first. It's not too deep here, so we can step right out into the water, which is what I'm going to do. Try. Yep, go ahead. Joanne's going to get out. She can stabilize the canoe a little bit, bring it up onto shore sometimes. Make sure it's not going to tip too easy. We went up at a bit of an angle, which can be tricky. I'm able to step right out. I'm about knee-deep water, which is fine. But again, because I have waterproof shoes on, I can just step into the water, and this sometimes makes life really quite easy for you when you come to a portage, okay? And I would say this is very typical of what we might expect to see. Now, Joanne's gonna take her life jacket off because we're not gonna need that on at this point. And then she's gonna film me, and I'm gonna show you how we unload the canoe and what we do. So she's got her life jacket off, I'm gonna take mine off. We don't wear them when we portage. So first thing I do is take my life jacket off, set my paddles aside, and then I can start to unload the canoe. Now, when we get to a portage in Algonquin, there could be multiple boats coming up, and there's not always a lot of space. So for now, I'm just setting my stuff right here, but in Algonquin, you might have to move it 20, 30, 40 feet up the bank to get to a decent spot. For now, I'm just gonna set everything aside right like this. Okay, grab my pack. It's gonna come out. As I unload things, I might feel the need to draw the canoe further up because, you know, I don't want it floating away on me. So I've got this here, and got my pails out. Grab my map. Usually unclip it from the pail here and set it on top. And I'm gonna grab my yoke stick. All right, now, what we have are a few things that we're going to do to set up the canoe for portage, and then we're going to get Joanne to carry the pack or load the pack and pails, and we're going to show you how that would work. One of us is going to carry the canoe, the paddles, and the life jackets. Okay, so you don't just carry the canoe, you're going to carry the paddles and the life jackets as well. I'm going to show you how that works. So Joanne's nice paddle here. Notice how I tuck it underneath the seat, underneath the yoke. And I have a series of these things called bungee balls. I'll show you one. Bungee cord, a ball, bungee ball. Okay, two go on that side and two will be used on this side. Okay, this is a long one. The black ones are short ones, and if you can find two long ones and two short ones, that's best. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put the paddle on the underside, and then you're going to strap it around and bungee ball it on like that. See how it's in there like this? Okay, it's not going to go anywhere. Then I come to the seat side. I use a slightly bigger one here because this will go on here, and actually I could probably get away with a small one here because it looks like it's still loose. And so if it's still loose, I will double wrap it because I want it nice and firm in there. Okay, I don't want it loose. So one paddle in, then I grab my other paddle and come around onto the other side of the canoe. I can pull it up just a touch here, get it out of the water. Whoops. Paddle underside, bungee ball here, and a bungee ball here. Okay, slightly different shape paddle, so this one is able to use just one wrap. I don't need to double wrap it. Now it looks like everything's set up here except for one thing. We want to put the canoes, the life jackets into the canoe. And Joanne and I each have our own life jackets, and all life jackets will unzip somewhere along the front or unbuckle. In our case, they zip. And what I'm going to do is just put them through this thwart at the back. If it does not have a thwart here, you can put them around the seat. So I'll put this one around a thwart, okay? And this one here, I'm gonna put around the seat, okay? So Joanne's is gonna go around the seat here, and away we go. We now have 2 life jackets, 2 paddles, and the canoe all ready to go. One thing I like to do is if I've got my baler tied to the back of the canoe, I like to try to make sure it's tucked underneath here so that when I portage, it's only going to dangle this far. If I leave it there, it's going to dangle down and maybe hit the ground, and that's not good. I'm ready to lift my canoe, and I'm just going to do a quick lift and set down to show you how I do this now and how this all works, okay? So, canoe goes up, same process, a little heavier now because I've got a few extra things, and you can move right in here, Joanne. Come right in front of me here. Look at now, instead of holding the gunnels, I can actually hold the paddles. And this is really nice. The added weight on the back from the life jackets actually makes the canoe want to fall backwards, okay? I can feel the weight of it. If I let my hands go here, it's gonna drop at the back. But that's okay, because by putting the weight of my arms on the front, it now actually brings the canoe to about the position I want, which is the bow slightly up. And I'm in beautiful balanced position to go with my kayak. If I'm finding the front end is too heavy, then I need to add some weight to the back. If I'm finding the back end is too heavy, I need to add weight to the front. And you need to figure this out in your first portage or two with your canoe so that you can make adjustments accordingly. It's possible you could tuck a life jacket up here above the bow seat if you had to, but usually you need the weight on the back more so than on the front, okay? I'm gonna now set the canoe down again, just like when I come to the other end on the portage. Lift it up, turn, set it down. Life jackets are still there, everybody's good. And away we go, canoe is down. Now, all this other stuff has to be carried by Joanne. So, well, do you want to do it, Joanne?
I don't remember how to do the pails.
Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to set things up. First of all, I'm going to clip a couple things onto the back of the pack. My map can go on the back of the pack, okay? 2, I can take my day pack, unclip it. I can clip it to the back of the pack. So that is dealt with. Now when I lift the pack up, okay, those things are gonna be with it. And here's the tricky thing, and this invention I created about 4 years ago, and I really like it, is we have these 2 pails. And most kids will go, well, I'm just gonna carry them like this, right? Why not? We call this the farmer carry. And if it's a short portage, go for it. But I can almost guarantee you, after a couple hundred yards of carrying these pails, even when they're fairly light, your arms are gonna feel like they're coming out of your socket, okay? And it just doesn't work. And so what we've designed is this system, where you take this yoke, okay? Set the yoke underneath, okay? And all we do is take the hockey lace and string it around. Of course, it's a hockey lace, because, you know, that's my game. And I'm gonna wrap it around until I get very close to running out of lace, and then I'm gonna do what they call like a half hitch, where I just leave it up and I tuck it under and pull it tight, okay? And I do the same thing on this side. Remember, the stick is on the underside, okay? Wrap it, stick is underside, 2, 3, in this case 4, and then see how I lift my finger up, tuck it underneath, and pull it tight. Now I have my 2 pails like this, and you go, well, how's that helping? Because it's not. But when I go like that, I can set these like this, and I can carry the 2 pails with my hands like this. Now there's one more thing I need to do, and that is I need to put the pack on, and you get to carry the pack and the 2 pails all together. And this couple straps here in the way. I'm just gonna strap this down a little better. You could have a tarp on top here. You could even put something up on top here if you want to. Not very often we do that, but sometimes. Put the shoulder straps on. Okay, bring my waist straps. Oh, that's too tight over here. Loosen that off. Okay, bring this strap around, tighten it up. I think I did this already once when I did the video on these guys not coming through. Here we go. Gotta get my pack on really good. I want my pack on really nice. Okay. Tighten it up. Okay, I'll even tighten these little guys on the back, and I'll put my clip on across my chest here that helps keep these straps in place. This is pretty good. I'm probably carrying 40 to 50 pounds here on the back between everything. And then I turn around and I grab my 2 pails, put it over onto my shoulders, and away I go. I'm ready to go for a portage. And off I go. You're not going to walk as fast as you would normally, but what's nice is you don't have to come back. Everything is accounted for in your canoe, and ultimately that's your goal, is that as a pair you're trying to account for everything that you brought and take across on a portage. Don't make somebody else have to carry some of your stuff. Okay, so I've got my pack, 2 pails, I got my day pack, my map, everything's there. And when I get to the other end, I'm just gonna simply set this down, and we'll then untie the line. It was just a simple, it's amazing how well these tie on sometimes, and you can see that that's quite common here, that this flips to the other side. It still seems to hold the pail good, but I prefer to see that on the top side, and away we go. All right, that's the end of the video. Hope you liked it.